Hello and welcome to Walk the Pod, your daily walking show where I take my podcast for a walk because I don't have a dog. You're very welcome along. It's episode 10, series 54, the final episode of our series in which we've been discussing the theme of inspiration. And you'll never guess what, Pod Pals. It's the most beautiful day in the world. Welcome to Walk the Pod. Honestly makes such a difference when the sun is shining. I cannot tell you. It feels like it's been weeks and weeks and weeks of mist. Grey, overcast, drizzly, cold, absolutely minging weather that has been getting me down more than I think I've realised, because the sun is shining today and it's absolutely glorious. I mean, it's still cold, but absolutely glorious nevertheless, because it's the first day of sunshine for what feels like a fortnight. I think I've recorded every single episode of series 54 under cloud, so feeling full of the joys of spring today, and we're bringing our series to a close. It has been an inspiring series. I hope you feel the same way. And I'm ever so grateful to you for listening and for sending your voice notes. I think we've had more voice notes than any previous series. So thank you from the bottom of my heart to everybody who went to SpeakPipe via walkthepod.com. Press the button marked leave a voice note for Walk the Pod, and use the opportunity to record 90 seconds of your beautiful voice on inspiration. I have found it refreshing, certainly inspiring, certainly energising, and it's given me a few ideas. I'm quite inspired to start a bit more of a sort of journaling practice associated with the pod. I've thought about doing this before. Not sure we've ever actually done it before, so let's see. I might start the next series with some journal prompts, and if you fancy journaling along to inspire you on the next topic, then we can share what we've written down, because sometimes you've got to get stuff out of your head in order to really know what you think, don't you think? It's been a lovely series, and I think we have now got through the hardest bit of walking of the year, because we've walked through the winter. We're now coming into the very early spring, and the most important thing I want to do today is to thank the members of the Walk the Pod Lunchtime Walk Club. Now, there's absolutely no need to support Walk the Pod. You can listen to it for free on podcast platforms. You can get almost all the behind the scenes content on Patreon without subscribing on a paid tier, and yet these legends are kind enough to support the show and keep me in shoelaces, tea bags, the odd zero alcohol gin and tonic, and their lovely company on the Discord server, which is a little corner of the internet that we have a virtual walking club in all year. Some of them are cyclists, some of them are walkers, some of them occasionally break into a jog, but to a person, they are truly wonderful supporters of the show, and I'm so grateful to them. So, in no particular order, although I do tend to speak of the international pod pals first, we have Kiwi Rob in Auckland in New Zealand. We have Mighty Marcel in the Netherlands, and we have lovely Cindy in Nebraska. And then in the UK we have significantly more pod pals: Catherine in Ealing, Nick in Worcester, Jim in Manchester, Hannah, Sam and Katie in southwest London, Helen in Crystal Palace, John in Muswell Hill, Hilary from the wonderful charity walking app Trundle. Do download that if you're in the UK. Mum in the beautiful Malvern Hills, Dad in rural Norfolk, and of course, Rear Admiral Tim in the Independent People's Republic of Croydon. Now, if you support on one of the tiers of the Patreon where you get a shout out, your name is listed here. If you are on one of the other tiers, thank you so much for your support. Thank you if you support through another platform, like if you donate through buymeacoffee.com. Thank you so much for that. And your support generally means the world to me. I want to thank a few other people. Thank you to Tristan Mitchell for designing Walk the Pod's artwork from the Bigfoot Studio in Cornwall in the southwest of England. Thank you to Lawrence Owen for recording the music, which you can only hear on Walk the Pod. And thank you to you for listening and for sharing the podcast with somebody who might like it, because our marketing is, broadly speaking, by word of mouth. It is still the most beautiful day in the world. I've walked from the top to the bottom of the hill. So the next thing I'll tell you what I can see directly in front of me. What can I see directly in front of me? Well, I've walked from the top to the bottom of the hill. I live at the top of the hill, so I'm now at the bottom of the hill, walking away from the lake and away from the common, towards a helicopter that I can see flying through the air ahead of me. And underneath that is the closest thing you'll ever see to a tractor in these suburban parts. Somebody driving a skip on wheels with an enormous amount of water pipe coiled up on it. I'm walking past front gardens that are bathed in sunlight for the first time in weeks. Some beautiful variegated leaves here, some quite unusual sort of fence posts with little glass blobs on the top. I'm not sure whether those are lights in the winter. When I move to a new area, I usually scope out where the nearest rosemary bushes are. So we've got one of those on the way down the hill. I've already smooshed that between fingertips today. And it's a silly sort of thing, but walking your local streets over and over and over again brings a certain sort of familiarity of joy, which is, here are all these same front gardens in slightly different weather and slightly different light. Here's the very brief variety of, this house has a please take box in front of it today. This house has its bins all awry because it's bin day. Congratulations and hello to those who celebrate bin day on a Friday. The bins are slightly all over the place because the bin people have come and gone. And my lovely neighbour has put our bins back because he takes it upon himself to do that. How kind is that? And so and here's a softly fascinating cat just tripping along the pavement. And when you are in a situation of some uncertainty, as I feel like I have been for years now actually, the work situation has been uncertain and will continue to be uncertain for quite some time. That familiarity of surroundings is very comforting. There goes a truck. And the familiarity of recording the podcast is very comforting too, because I know that whatever's happening and however uncertain everything is in one area of my life, Walk the Pod will always be there if I decide to record it. And it will get me out the front door, and it will allow me to release my anxieties to the sky because the demons hate fresh air. Thank you for walking with me, dear friends. It's been an absolute delight to stretch my legs with you this month. Thank you for sending your voice notes. Thank you for getting involved with the Patreon and the Discord server. I'm really looking forward to starting Series 55. We will start on Monday, the 10th of March. A couple of weeks before that, I'll send out a theme poll to the members of the Walk the Pod Lunchtime Walk Club so they can vote for a topic. And if you want to join the Walk Club, you can do so via walkthepod.com, and you will get to contribute to the long list of topics or themes, and you'll get to vote, and you'll get to chat to the likes of Rear Admiral Tim, Sydney in Nebraska, Robin, Auckland, and Mighty Marcel in the Netherlands, me and Sam, and loads of other folks who pop in occasionally. It's a lovely virtual walking club of walkers all around the world who are walking apart, but in some sense together. Take care of your beautiful mind, yourselves and each other. And I'll be back with Series 55 on Monday, the 10th of March.